Hello, magandang araw mga kababayan. Dito sa Amerika, sa Pilipinas kung saan tayo lahat galing, at sa ibang-ibang panig ng mundo na marami tayong kapwa Pilipino. Welcome back to Buhay Pinoy sa Amerika dito sa Orodeo TV channel sa YouTube. Ako po si Teddy Molina, ang inyong co-host, no, ang inyong host, at na nakabase sa San Francisco. At nasa kabila naman ang ating co-host, walang iba, si Dan Nino, na nakabase naman sa Los Angeles, California. Bago ang lahat, gusto kong i-congratulate ang ating co-host, si Dan Nino, sa kanyang pagkapanalo bilang President-elect ng Philippine Global Media Group na nakabase sa sa Los Angeles. Congratulations, Dan. You deserve your election, pare.
Yes.
All right.
I am honored
Bumati ka
and
na.
humbled, Teddy, my co-host. Mga kababayan, kami po ay nagbabalik ulit sa Orideo TV channel para maglahad ng aming kuro-kuro sa nangyayari sa ating bayang Sinilangan, Pilipinas, at dito rin sa Amerika na dito kami nakabase ngayon. Kasi kahit na wala na kami sa Pilipinas, ang aming puso at damdamin ay naiwan pa rin dyan. Kaya kami po ay maglalahad ng aming mga kuro-kuro sa programang ito.
Alright, mga kababayan, maraming mga nangyayaring recent developments dyan sa atin sa Pilipinas at kami po ay lalahad ng ating mga ah, humble opinion tungkol sa mga nangyayari dyan na kagaya kasi ng sinabi ni Dan at ang aming puso at damdamin, no, kahit na nandito na kami sa Amerika, ay nasa sa inyo pa rin sa ating bayang Pilipinas. Na monitor ko Dan na yung Oplan kontra fake news na inulunsad ng gobyerno kontra sa mga nagkakalat ng maling balita under the leadership of an initiative of our press secretary, si Dave Gomez, ay nagbunga na. At ang headlines in yesterday's news hanggang ngayon, pinag-uusapan, ay inaresto ng NBI ang batikang broadcaster na si Mr. Jay Sonsa. At meron ngang live feed ng pag-aresto sa kanya at napanood ko yon Dan. At ang sabi ng NBI director ay hinuli siya dahil sa pagkakalat ng maling balita at ito ay tungkol sa health condition ng ating Pangulo na si Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. Anong masasabi mo dyan?
Alam mo, di ba, Ted, nung last week or more than a week ago, nagkaroon nga ng video nakasama si Mayor Esco Moreno ng Maynila na nagbuhat pa ng isang kabang bigas ba yon? Tinaas at aside from dyan, nagbigay ng o humamon si President Bongbong Marcos na kung pwede silang mag-ensayo, mag-exercise or magtumakbo para yung mga kuro-kurong yan o yung mga gossip na yan na fake news maibsan or may pakita niya na siya ay in good health. Alam mo kung if you are in power, kung saan gagawa lahat ng mga opposition, gagawa lahat ng kwento para ma-downgrade or ma yung kanyang rating ay bababa. But hindi yan hindi yan uunsad o hindi yan pagtatiwalaan ng mga tao dahil alam naman nilang fake news. Kaya nga naghamon siya na pwedeng siyang sabayan para mag-exercise. Nakita mo yung TED uh, sa
Yeah.
news sa Pilipinas?
Maalala ko nung time ng tatay niya, si the late President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. May lumabas din kanya na balita
Yeah.
na meron siyang terminal illness and he's about to die. Alam mo, nag-challenge din si Presidente Marcos Sr. nung araw. Maalala mo ba yon?
Oh, naalala ko.
Gubad siya ng damit niya sa yung pangitaas na damit. At saka nag-astang boksingero at
Ah,
anybody who wants to challenge me in the ring,
mm.
sabi niya, yung opposition naman, wala namang kumasa sa challenge niya. So, he wanted to show them that he's healthy. To deny the false news that was being scattered at that time. At naulit ngayon, kagaya ng pagkwento mo, nagcha-challenge din si Bongbong Marcos na to show proof na siya ay malakas at hindi totoo yung balitang meron siyang sakit. Okay,
Oo.
Dan?
Oo. Pero nung kasi ang kanilang analogy, Ted, is that after that challenge of the Marcos Sr., eventually he got a kidney disease and he died of that. And ito naman si Bongbong Marcos, he has or he had a verticulitis, something that's
Vert-
involves the intestines.
is that what? Verticulitis yata?
Yeah,
Tawag?
verticulitis,
Mm.
yes.
Mm.
But
Which is not terminal.
yeah, it's not terminal.
Yeah,
It can be cured.
yeah,
You know, if you're a diehard opposition, you can spout so many allegations
yeah.
that are untrue. So that's expected in a democracy. We have the freedom to of speech, of expression, but somehow those are misleading allegations. But nevertheless, we have to move forward because this fake news will not do anything good or positive for the country.
Yeah, oh by the way pala, ito palang Oplan kontra fake news na inilunsad ng office ng press secretary or ang pangalan yata ngayon is Presidential Communications Office.
Mhm.
Nang namumuno dito ay si Secretary Dave Gomez. Ito pala ay it's a project ng tatlong agencies of government. Si Dave ang nag-lunsad nito at and they had a memorandum of agreement with the Department of Justice and the ICT, the Department of Information Communications Technology. At nakita natin lahat yan sa TV at saka sa mga newspapers sa Pilipinas. Nagpirmahan ang tatlong heads of these agencies, si Dave Gomez at si Secretary of Justice at yung Secretary ng DICT. So ito nga, as I was saying kanina, nagbunga na itong kanilang project na ito. Now, ang challenge ngayon sa kanilang tatlo, at itong challenge ko na ito ay aking na-address kay Secretary Gomez dahil siya ang kilala natin.
Okay.
Meron pa bang susunod o wala na?
So, I
Alam
hope wala na
natin,
so that we can move
alam natin,
forward and
maraming mga sa social media, maraming mga fake news na lumalabas. So, dapat huwag tantanan. Huwag tantanan kasi tayong mga legitimate na podcasters ay medyo natatabunan ng fake news eh. You see
But,
these guys who are spreading false information, ang daming nanonood sa kanila.
oh yeah,
Kasi the danger here is kung makumbinsi sila. So, it could give more problems uh, to our country
yeah.
and undermine
Ang
the
solusyon ko dyan,
security and
Ted,
stability of our country.
but ang solution ko dyan, Ted, is look at other programs or news programs and other bloggers and other podcasters if these allegations are true, so that we can be enlightened, we can be informed if these allegations are true. But with that as may, we can move to other topics, Ted, that
Yeah.
is a burning issue right now in the Philippines.
Yeah, I know. Yun nga. Ang mainit at ngayon pa rin ang mainit ay itong impeachment complaint filed at the House of Representatives ng grupo ng mga I think headed by a pastor or a religious leader. Somebody surnamed Zabala, right? And I think this was already the big news now is the House Justice Committee na nagkakandak ng hearings tungkol dito sa impeachment complaint na final sa kanila. Inendorse overwhelmingly. Actually, overwhelmingly is a conservative word. Unanimously by, I think, around all the members of the House Committee on Justice, 58 yata or 53. So the House plenary body meeting as a whole. And all it needs, I think, is 106 or 108 or 1/3 of the House membership para ipasa yan, para akyat na sa Senado. Ano mo sasabi mo dyan?
Alam mo, ang kunya kasi ang nag delay lang is yung mayroong threat ang mga company VP Sara na wag buksan yung box ng
DIR.
PIR kasi nandoon yung kanyang SALN or ang income tax return.
Income tax return. Kasi yung SALN nabuksan na.
Para makapatid yan eh. So, alam mo, ang naisip ko dyan or ang aking concern dyan, Ted, is kung ayaw nilang pabuksan at meron ng trial sa Senado, alam mo nangyari kay Erap Estrada noon?
Yeah, exactly.
Buksan yung envelope?
Second envelope.
Yeah, second envelope. Pag ayaw nilang buksan yan, malamang magkakaroon ng panibagong EDSA 3.
Kontra
At,
sa Vice President naman.
babagsak si Sara. Okay? Kung ayaw nilang pabuksan yung BIR SALN ni BP Sara. Ang kanilang ko naman, Ted, ang kanilang argument or counter-argument ng mga lawyers ni BP Sara is that sabi nila, it's under the law that you cannot divulge or you cannot put it in public.
Bank records.
This ITR or income tax return. But ang sabi naman,
ITR, yeah.
yung mga luminaries including former Senate President Frank Drilon, former Senator or now Congresswoman Laila De Lima, is that's exempted because we are after accountability and transparency if the BP Sara indeed has committed a crime for this unexplained wealth. Kaya they cannot prevent the impeachment committee to discuss where if there's a probable cause in form of substance. So yun ang kanilang diniscuss ngayon sa Committee on Justice at eventually to be approved by the plenary. Hindi ko lang kung kailan nila na-approve sa plenary, Ted. Was there already?
Wala pa. I think the next hearing or uh, official action to be taken by the House will be on May 4.
Uh-huh.
May 4th. That's eh, two, 3 days from now,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh. Ted,
And
ang take ko dyan is, kung wala kang tinatago or malinis ang konsensya mo, or kung wala kang uh, mga inflow and outflow, o kung saan nanggaling yung sources of income that's commensurate to your salary, kung wala kang tinatago, why do you prevent these investigators or committing justice to look at it, or to uh,
pare ko, 6.7 billion pesos
yeah,
pare.
yeah,
Mahirap itago yan.
correct.
And public record yan as
Yeah.
shown by the House Committee on Justice hearing. Pumunta doon yung head ng AMLAC, di ba?
Oh,
A total of
hindi lang yung TED, kundi
6.7 billion pesos, not dollars.
pesos.
Pesos of total amount of questionable transactions based from the bank records ni Vice President Sara at saka yung asawa niya.
At not only that, Ted,
Also, there was also a revelation about other members of the Duterte family, including former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, di ba?
and not only that, Ted, it was corroborated by Madriaga, the alleged bagman, or the bagman. Na it jive with the records of the AMLOC and the deliveries of Madriaga.
Hindi
Remember,
lang yun.
he delivered mali-maleta.
I know, but you remember, 10 years ago pa, sinabi ni, ang nag-expose diyan si Senator Trillanes, di ba?
Yes,
18 out of 18 na sa mga in-expose niya ay kinonfirm ng AMLAC.
correct, yes.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Kaya nga nagiging hero tuloy sa ibang tao, sa mga ibang tao si Senator Trillanes dahil walang naniniwala sa kanya
Sa kanya noon, wala.
noon at challenge pa niya si Presidente Duterte nung araw na while he was president to sign a waiver. That's how sure he was na authentic ang kanyang expose. But now, it looks like kinonfirm ng AMLAC yun. 18 out of 18.
Yeah.
Now,
At yung testimony under oath or notarized na manifestation or testimony ni Madriaga, remember? Yung Madriaga
yeah,
went
yung
to
dating
the
security officer
committee.
niya.
Yeah. And it was shown, it was flashed
Yeah.
on the video about all these monies that he delivered, and the testimony was notarized. So paano pa makakalusot? Kaya kung wala kang tinatago, we just want transparency and accountability.
Yeah, pare. And even without yung testimony ni Madriaga, the AMLAC record sa tingin ko we can stand alone.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Kasi public records don't lie, pare.
Oh, yeah.
At numbers don't lie.
Correct. Yeah.
Kaya ang mangyayari diyan ay kagaya ng sinabi ni isang batikang abogada, si Lorna Capunan, di ba? Nabasa mo ba 'yon? Napanood mo ba 'yon?
Baka hindi ko pa na...
Ang kanyang assessment sa nilabas ng AMLAC to the tune of $6.7 billion ay ang mangyayari diyan ay, sabi niya, 99.9% ang conviction assessment niya against Sarah. And he based his assessment, sabi niya, 45 years of courtroom experience. He said, very damaging daw
Yeah.
yung AMLAC records because public records don't lie. Sabi niya,
Correct. Yes.
nobody can refute it, sabi niya. Not
Yeah.
even their lawyers. Walang deniability. That's her quote.
Mhm.
Walang deniability yung public record na yan. So,
Correct.
I think they will do everything they could do to stop the impeachment sa Senado.
Yeah. Yeah. They will do everything. But if you think you're clear, if BP Sara thinks that he there's no anomaly or there's no corruption there, then let it be investigated or tried in court. Hindi na
Pare ko,
sa opinion ko din sa Senado,
that is unexplained wealth.
unexplained wealth.
Saan galing yung 6.7 billion?
Yeah.
Paano niya
Na-accumulate.
that's the issue here ng AMLAC. Kaya questionable transactions yun. Where did she get 6.7 billion?
Yeah.
How much is she earning? Was she earning as a vice mayor, and now vice president?
You know, those are unexplained wealth, Teddy.
Yeah. Unexplained wealth. So,
Unexplained wealth.
mahirap lusutan. Kaya yan ang prediction ni
Yeah.
Attorney Lorna Capunan. 99.9%.
Yeah.
And he said, realistic assessment daw niya yan.
Yeah.
Kasi numbers don't lie. And
Correct.
public records don't lie, sabi niya. Kaya
Pero may
kahit
palusot
i-set
si-
aside mo yung testimony ni Madriaga,
Yes, of course.
mahirap daw i-refute yung public record
Yeah.
na yan. Mahirap daw i-refute.
Correct. At nitty-gritty, kahit na pinaka-minute na details, inilhad niya
Yeah.
sa kanyang testimony. So,
At
paano
sa tingin ko,
makalusot
at tingin ko, they will do everything under the sun to stop the impeachment sa Senate. Paring papasa sa House, but ang kanilang strategy dyan ay to stop the impeachment in the Senate. Sa tingin ko, ang una nilang, which they're doing now, their legal maneuvers is to go to the Supreme Court, di ba?
Again?
Yeah, they went there already to stop it.
So,
Now,
paano
if they fail there, ang pangalawang strategy nila, to stop it in the Senate. How? Marami silang kaalyado sa Senado, pare. That's
by the
nga ang
numbers,
problema. Yan ang problema ngayon.
Yun na nga.
Usapan natin. Kasi
Pero alam mo, Ted,
kailangan 16 senators
oh,
ang
Pero may-
bubuto kontra kay Sara
pero
for
Ted,
sa impeachment.
ang ibig sabihin, magbulag-bulagan yung mga senador with
Yan,
all
exactly.
with all the testimonies, the proofs that was corroborated by Trillanes, by Madriaga, by AMLAC.
Very damaging yung AMLAC daw. Na evidence.
Wag naman sanang, yun ang kanilang defense strategy. Elevate nila ulit sa Supreme Court para ang Supreme Court sila magde-decide. But para sa akin, lumang tugtugin na yan, Ted.
Kaya nga, two-pronged nga yung strategy nila. Kung if they fail in the
strategy nila.
Senate, they will exercise their muscle in the if they fail in the Supreme Court,
Yeah.
they exercise their muscle in the Senate. At marami silang alipo kasama doon.
Oh, pero
Yan ngayon ang dapat paghandaan ng taong bayan. Kaya naalala ko yung sinabi mo, if despite the glaring evidence, the senators who are siding with Vice President Sara Duterte close their eyes.
yeah.
Magagalit ang public yan.
Oh, of course.
Kagaya ng sinabi mo sa akin kanina dito sa vlog natin. Baka mag-people power ang mga tao sa Vice President.
Kung hindi
At
hindi
hindi lang sa Vice President, pati sa mga senador.
Oh, yes.
Na despite the glaring evidence ay they turn a blind eye, magbulag-bulagan sila, ay kawawa sila sa taong bayan yan, ng mga senador na yon.
They will earn the ire and the wrath
Yeah,
of the people.
exactly.
Yeah. At sabi nga sa Biblia or the the voice of the people is the voice of God. Kung hindi nila yun may stop.
Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
Yeah, Vox Populi, Vox Dei.
Yeah, exactly. Kaya,
Kaya,
yan ang ating abangan.
yeah. Yeah. Kaya
Ah,
palagi ko rin sinusundan itong development sa Pilipinas, Ted, dahil tayo rito din sa Amerika ay naapektahan because alam mo na nabasa ko sa social media na the number one country when it comes to corruption is the Philippines.
Uy, ganun ba?
Oo, nakita ko sa andon ah, sa social media at ako'y na nahihiya. Akala ko
Yung social media na nagkalat
yeah,
niyan, was it based in the
sa
Philippines?
Facebook.
Is it in the Philippines ang
Here,
based?
here, international.
Because of this ongoing,
Yeah,
yung flood control,
yeah.
buruhaha pare,
Biro,
scandal.
biro mo, number one sa
At
corruption,
ngayon naman,
Pilipinas.
lumalabas na naman 6.7 billion naman attributed to the Dutertes,
Correct.
especially the Vice President.
Pero alam mo, Ted, makakarma din sila. Remember, si Didi, ano, si Rodrigo Roa Duterte,
Mhm.
na pinagmamalaki niya, uh, kill those suspected drug dealers and they fight or if they resist, kill
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So, din mo nangyari sa kanya, hindi niya nalusutan yung karma na tingnan mo, palagi niya sinasabi na akong pala sa inyo. Tuloy, nakarma siya. Nung bumababa sa airport from Hong Kong, di siya
Mm.
pinusasan. So, ganun din ang mangyayari, Ted. Crime does not pay.
Yeah,
Oh,
crime
kaya
doesn't pay.
he, Duterte now is hibernating there in jail now, in The
Yeah,
Hague.
and by the way, yung issue ng jurisdiction na release ng mga abogado niya sa ICC,
Oh,
dinismiss ng ICC, di ba?
yeah.
So,
Dinismissed dahil when he committed those crimes, the Philippines was still a member of the Rome Statute, was
yeah,
still a
exactly.
member of ICC.
When these cases happened,
Yes.
I mean,
So, walang lusot.
yeah. At mukhang i-appeal daw nila yan. Hindi ko alam. Pero dapat they should go to trial na.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And
correct.
show their
So,
skills in
and
defending the
then
former president.
if you have good defense, then so be it. Ilatag mo ang defense mo. Ilatag mo yung pang mga counter affidavit mo. Uh, Ngayon, ang isang defense nila, Ted, is lalo na yung asawa din ni Sarah na sabi niya, hindi ako kasama diyan, sabi niya, dahil uh, uh, wala akong alam diyan, sabi niya. Pero ang di niya alam na kung ano man ang na-accumulate ni Sarah, and this is a community property or communal property between a husband and wife, it's a common property, community property. Hindi siya makakalusot.
Conjugal property.
Conjugal property. So, whatever is the property of the wife is also the property of the husband.
Well, alam mo na yung mga palusot
Well,
yan. Bago tayo maghiwalay mga kababayan, before we part, and before we end this program, uh, let me congratulate one more time for another feat ang ating co-host na si Dan Nino dahil he was recently appointed by the new mayor of his city, Cerritos City in Los Angeles, in
okay.
person of a Filipino-American lady by the name of Linda Johnson. Ito si Linda Johnson ay He's been there for quite a while. Naging councilor. Is it, you call it city councilor, right?
They call it here council member,
Council member ng
starting in 2022, and then she became mayor pro tem or vice mayor in 2025. But
and
now
now she became mayor.
she became mayor last April
Now,
or March, I mean.
so congratulations one more time, Dan, for being appointed as a member of the City Celebrations Committee. So, double whammy. First, you were elected as president of the Philippine Global
Media Group.
Media Group. Now, you are a member of the City Celebrations Committee. Can you tell us what the City Celebrations Committee is all about?
Yes, Ted. The City Celebrations Committee is an advisory group of the appointing mayor to act as a advisory group for our various events or major events in the city of Cerritos, like Let Freedom Ring or the 4th of July, the
Wow.
Obi Fest, the Santa Sleigh Ride,
Oh,
Santa every December,
oh yeah.
the Festival of Friendship,
Wow. Dami pala. Holidays
yes,
niyo.
and major events. So we are the advisory committee that provides some advice to the appointing mayor or
About
appointing city council member of the city of Cerritos.
Filipino-American Fiesta, meron?
Oh, we still, it's not actually fiesta, but we call it the Obi Fest. It's a Filipino event that's being supported by the city of Cerritos.
O, anong pangalan ng event, pare?
Ube, you know the yam?
Oh yeah, Obe Best.
Yam, yes.
Bakit pinangalan yung Obe yan?
Yeah, because you know, Obi is a major staple of the Filipino community, not only in the
I see.
Philippines but here.
Obe Fest.
So it's a 2-day festival that's
Dapat,
attended by about
dapat,
50,000 for 2 days.
Dapat Pinoy Fest or amend it to like pwedeng iyaman siguro na gawing Obe Pinoy Fest.
Pero it's already known as Obi Fest because it started in Long Beach and then
But it's a Filipino
moved to
Fiesta, some kind
Cerritos.
of Filipino event.
Yeah. So as well as other events that they need our input. Like also, we just celebrated the 70th foundation anniversary of the city of Cerritos, 70th. So we were there too to commemorate
Oh,
our
I see.
70th anniversary.
So, naging busy ka tuloy ulit dahil you're a member of the City Celebrations Committee.
Yeah. So
Okay, Dan, congratulations sa double whammy na ito. As Philippine Global Media Group President and member as a distinguished Filipino leader in Cerritos. You have been appointed as a City Celebrations Committee member. Congratulations again, pare. Now,
thank you, Ted.
magpaalam na kami mga kaibigan. At sana ay magkita-kita tayo ulit sa pagbabalik ng Buhay Pinoy sa Amerika. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So see you again, our fellow Filipinos, both the Philippines and in the United States and the whole world, because we still care for our country. And as you know, the Filipino Americans is a vibrant community, not only in Cerritos, but in the whole of California and Los Angeles County and San Francisco County.
Yeah.
So we see you again next time.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.